Okay, so I'm Shaun. I'm the community manager. They can hear Parker.
Like, mic.
Okay.
Utilize.
Hello.
All three of those mics are for you, Parker.
All three of them. Okay.
Triple fisting microphones, go.
Okay. Let's keep quiet. I'm trying to do this. Okay. I'm Shaun, the community manager. Every morning when I get to work, one of the first things I do after I check my email is I go through the community section and I look for content to promote to the front page. The thing about ScrewAttack is, like, we're 11 guys, and between all of our responsibilities, we don't necessarily have an editorial team like most bigger sites do. As far as, like, you know, personal stories about you playing games, or, you know, like thought-provoking blogs and like philosophical rants about video games. So that's what I think is probably my favorite part about ScrewAttack, is that the community is what contributes those articles. So basically what I'm going to go through right now is I'm going to show you what I'm looking for when I promote content to the site. And they're going to chime in whenever they feel like there's something to say. The PowerPoint shouldn't take long. Once we get through this, we can just turn this into a discussion.
Let's do a roll call real quick.
So, this is Parker.
Hi, I'm 17. I work at ScrewAttack.
Parker, you actually wasn't supposed to be on this panel, but he's just
I just
saying
to hop in.
So.
All right, I'm Ben. I'm the senior content producer at ScrewAttack. Been working there for, I guess, almost 8 years now.
So almost since the beginning.
Almost since the beginning.
Yeah, pretty much. Hi, my name is Patrick. You might know me as Debaser. I've been an administrator for ScrewAttack since 2011, been a mod forever, literally forever. And I'm also the weekend news editor, so yay me. Who are you?
I'm James. I'm also known as Fox. I'm the other administrator on the website. And I've been with the website since
forever.
2006.
You've been around forever, so I think you were there before me. So.
And Bryan, the eyes.
Hi. Well, I don't know if the microphone works there.
I was the community manager for about 3 years, so I've got experience with promoting things. That's why I'm sitting on a stage right now. It's not a stage, not a chair. Stage.
We could actually just make this. Oh, there's so. I was wondering if there was just a stage over there where we could just all kind of powwow out.
Yeah.
This power room too, it's not that great.
Okay, so we'll get started. When I'm looking for content, I'm generally looking at it like I was just a site goer and I wanted to browse the community videos. I try not to look at articles like I'm intending to find stuff to promote. First I see, like, what naturally am I going to click to read through. Like, I'm looking for thumbs, titles, and then teasers. Like, your thumbnails, your titles, and your teasers should work together to sell me on clicking your content.
Because you're basically filling in the shoes of a random viewer who
Yes.
stumbles upon it. Like, that's the viewpoint that you're looking
Yes. So I'm acting as a random viewer, and it's after I've gone through, read, or watched your videos or blogs that I decide to promote something. Like, I actually do watch quite a few videos and read a couple of blogs every morning to promote anywhere from 3 to 5 pieces of content a day. And yeah, let's get started. Like I said, everything, your thumbs, titles, and teasers need to, I'll leave it there so you don't read while I'm rambling. It all starts at the thumb. Your thumbnail really is important because when I'm scanning, I'm not looking at the titles first. I'm looking at the images. Images is what makes me stop scrolling. I look at the image, I look at the title, and then I'll read the teaser, and that will convince me to go on. So, your thumbs thumbnails are a particularly hard thing to master because of the way that they appear when you make them, and then they appear on the site. As far as making your thumbs, they need to be simple images. Like, if you have a bunch going on in your thumbnail, when you publish it to the site, it's going to get shrunken down considerably. And if I can't tell what's going on in the thumb, I don't know what your content is about. So before you publish them, take your image after you've made your thumb and shrink it down by, what do you think, like 50%?
Sure.
Yeah, like shrink it down and see.
You see how it looks from a smaller perspective. You want to have like 1 to 2 focus points at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, go to YouTube and see how big the thumbnails are on your screen or on any other kind of
Device, because they're going to be
website.
different for phones.
Yeah, also devices.
Yeah, the actual dimensions for it is actually 280 by 157. So
Yeah, so it's a large image, but whenever you're on the web, like it's shrunken down into the list. And the idea is that you need to make a thumbnail because these people that are watching videos, they're just scanning through all these thumbnails over and over and over. There's like hundreds of videos on YouTube. There's dozens of posts on ScrewAttack. In order to get seen, you have to have the thumbnail that stands out among hundreds of others.
Basically the YouTube system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So in order to do that, I think a good rule of thumb is, at least starting, is if you've got like a face, or if you've got like a person involved. And say you've got a video about Link, like a Zelda video. Don't have a bunch of Zelda characters in the thumbnail, just have one. Get it like close up in them so that when you just scan the image, you just see, oh, that's Link, and you know that right away. Because the closer the shot is, the closer the face is, the faster the information is relayed to a person who's looking at the image.
Okay, if you have text in your thumb, it should either be big, legible text when it's shrunken down, or no text. Yeah, no text at all, because there's really no point in having text in your thumb, because it's going to get shrunken down and it's going to be hard to read. Okay, this is pretty obvious, and you're going to see this with the thumbs, titles, and teasers. Your thumbs should be about the content that is going to be in the video or blog. Like I have clicked content that has a thumbnail that has nothing to do.
Shane does.
All right. I am going to show examples of this stuff. If your content happens to be here, this is by no means a shaming or anything like that at all. This is how this could be better. This is how you can improve it.
We refuse to apologize.
Okay. And then finally, don't use the same thumb for various videos. A lot of people, especially like when they bring their channel over from YouTube to the .com, they'll use like a bunch of stock thumbnails for like mass uploads. And
Let's Plays.
yeah. Or if you have a Let's Play with like 16 episodes, and we'll talk about Let's Plays in a
What do you
second.
recommend with that with Let's Plays? You recommend just seeing the long version of it or just parts of it?
Yeah, we'll actually talk about that here in just a second. Definitely get into Let's Plays. Okay. All right, here are some great thumbnail examples, I think. If you look at them, they are simple. You got Mega Man, Super Smash Brothers, I don't know, Stars and Dreams is in here, but like, it's about Mega Man. So if I'm a Mega Man fan, boom, I'm stopping, I'm looking at it. What about Mega Man? Super Smash Brothers. Oh, Super Smash Brothers and Mega Man, boom, I'm watching it because I love Mega Man, love Super Smash Brothers, because the thumbnail told me to stop because I like Mega Man. Same thing here with this Death Battle profile. It's about Meta Knight. So you've got a nice, small picture of it. Yeah, you can. Yeah. And then this is a good example of text in a thumbnail. Like, it is still kind of small, but it's at the screwies. Like, and that's one of the best examples of text in a thumbnail I could find because it's legible.
It's in there, but it's priority. So like
Yeah.
you read the text as it's in the thumbnail rather than just having it there.
Okay, I really like this American flag thumb as an example. Aside did a great job with this. And you're thinking, oh, it's just an American flag, it's not a big deal. But, I mean, it's the top 5 most American video game characters. And to celebrate 4th of July, like, obviously, it says, can you taste the liberty and justice for all? Likely, it's trying to be obnoxious. Like, here's an American flag in your face. It's funny, it's simple, and you wouldn't think, like...
Honestly, I would have added an image of Guile or Captain America flexing in front of
That's
it.
what I was
Yeah, you totally could have.
Some kind of figure.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's,
I agree, but that's a way that you can...
it still represents the video well.
Yeah. Like, America, big flag in your face. Look at this obnoxious countdown. Yeah. And then I think that Epic Game Music really has some good thumbnails. It's Pokemon. He's rocking. Epic Game Music in the title. And as you'll kind of see, do you see how Epic Game Music kind of blends into the red Charizard glow in the back? So that's you always want to have text that you can read well. That doesn't, that color contradictions aren't going to happen. That makes the text legible. Okay. Now, this guy did some really cool artwork, the drawn stuff. It's Little Mac versus Mike Tyson. It's really cool artwork, but he used a small thumb from the artwork as the thumbnail. You could probably come to the conclusion that it's Little Mac's head with a green glove right here on the left side, based on it saying Little Mac versus Mike Tyson. If it didn't say that, I probably wouldn't know what was going on in this thumb, especially when it's shrunken down. And then finally, Shmuckmaster right here. This is a great example of a good thumbnail that doesn't work because it's been shrunken down. I mean, he's got cool effects with the title, and then he's obviously got the Genesis game in the background, but since it's shrunken down, you can't really tell what's going on. You wouldn't be able to read the game's title.
Fuck you!
Oh, look who it is!
We're getting panel crashed.
Oh God.
Anyway. They're going to watch you until you sit down. Thanks a lot. Little urgency, please.
Why do they call you Shauntern?
That was perfect. That was awesome.
Shaun Hinz, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that? Stop bombs. I gotta go somewhere in 20 minutes, but.
Okay.
Now that momentum is totally crushed.
That's fine. Good. Okay, I was just telling him about how Shmuckmaster, this is a good thumbnail, but not when it's shrunken down to the side. Do you guys see what I mean there? Like, as far as how the text for Shmuckmaster kind of, when it's shrunken down, bleeds into the thumb.
Yeah, you can see the sh and the tur, but not
Exactly.
between.
So
You gotta
that's
make sure to have contrast in between your background image and whatever text you're putting on top.
especially when you use text. Hey, look aside, I used your thumbnail right
That
there.
is good.
And then Ben said it was crap. So.
It is crap. It's just a random flag.
Okay, this user has a couple of Mega Man games here, and I mean, he's got the dock, but he could have used specific images from the respective games. You know what I mean? Because when I'm scrolling through, like, oh, there's 3 videos of the same content. That's
You
just
can at least throw the numbers of which game he's playing in the
or I mean, even using the box art for those games.
You can use the picture of Zero holding Iris.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not even
It's just that when I'm scrolling through, it's like, these are, I'm not.
It looks like they're duplicates of something.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, teasers. A lot of the same things. Keep them simple and short and concise. Especially when you write like overlong teasers, it looks weird on the site because it makes each post block. Yep. It stretches it out and it looks funky on the site and it just doesn't look too good. Ask questions in your teasers. Like when you look at the thumb and the title and you look at the teaser, you should take an opportunity to ask your potential viewer a question that they will answer or find out the answer by going to the video. What are your thoughts on teasers?
Yeah, and teasers is something that is a little, in a way, unique to ScrewAttack because like YouTube will have descriptions or whatever that you can write, but the descriptions that you write under your YouTube video will be used to describe the YouTube video while you're on the page. Whereas the teaser, you can write a separate teaser and a separate description. So the teaser basically serves as a text version of the thumbnail. And because of that, you can do something completely different. You could, ask the question, if you've got something really important to say, you can say it right there, and that could attract people to the video more than the thumbnail. Things like that. It's something unique to ScrewAttack in that way. Yeah.
Also with that, sometimes if you could be really funny with the teaser, that helps a lot too. There was one article I wrote about Nintendo of Japan getting hacked, which normally wouldn't be that big of a story. But the teaser alone caused it to explode in terms of view. Because the story is they got hacked, and then in the teaser I wrote, the hackers got in and got out. Everybody loved it.
It's a sex joke.
Yeah.
Just if anybody can.
Get in and get out.
Okay, your teaser 64. Yeah. Your teaser should pertain to content. I don't have the example here because it was just the other day. Somebody had uploaded a video and it said, "Man, I'm cool" in the teaser. Is
that Dylan Chewy?
No,
but that sounds like a Dylan.
Yeah. And he had uploaded a couple of videos, and the other one said "hi," like H-I, like lowercase h-I. And I was just like, it's too bad I already made that PowerPoint. It's like, that's a great example.
Okay, I understand.
Don't spoil your content. Like that goes into the length again. Keep them short and concise. You don't want to write your entire blog in the teaser. It's kind
I
of
will say, even though he just wrote hi in the teaser, you remember it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
you remember
not
the
for a
video.
good reason.
I also remember times I get food poisoning.
Oh yeah.
And I'm on the toilet for hours and hours.
That's not bad. Straws them in.
And don't use the same teaser for various videos. We'll address that in Let's Plays here in a second. Okay, simplifying your teaser. This is the same Super Smash Brothers I used earlier. We all know Mega Man is all about power-ups, and we all have a favorite. Did your favorite make it into Mega Man's arsenal in the newest Super Smash Brothers? Well, let's take a look. And I kind of simplified this. I said, did your favorite Mega Man power-up make it into the newest Super Smash Brothers? You see, it's tighter. You don't have to work. The internet is lazy. They are really lazy. Like,
The attention span of a gerbil.
yes, much
Let's
shorter.
concise something less likely to get.
Yes.
Right.
That's why Vine happened.
That's why I find that.
TLDR, be lazy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, title, same thing. Keep them short, simple, concise. Include title of the specific game if covering a single topic. It's good for search engine optimization. If you're playing Smite, you probably want to have Smite somewhere in the title.
And it's even better to have it the first word, because for whatever reason, the way search engines work, when somebody types Smite, if it's the first word of your piece of content, the more likely it is to pop up first.
Yeah. Okay. Don't title your video "Man, I'm cool."
Unless it's about you.
Unless it's about you being cool.
Or you want people to search man.
Yeah.
Don't do me again.
Yeah.
How does he keep coming up?
Don't use the same title for various videos or blogs, once again. And episodes numbers don't tell us anything about the content.
Right.
That also pertains to Let's Plays. If you're saying World of Tanks, episode 30, that was not a direct thing at you, Tom. It just happened to come out like that. Oh my God.
Don't do that.
Okay. Let's say you're doing a Let's Play, and you have Grand Theft Auto 5, episode 38. Like, I have no idea what's happening in your video, and 38 episodes is a long commitment.
Yeah, I'm way behind. I feel like I missed a whole season.
Can I get TLDR for the first 37?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you title it, Let's Play Grand Theft Auto, Fuck Bitches Get Money, Part 38,
Yeah.
I'm gonna click on that.
You can have a number, but have a description of what goes on in that specific video rather than just across
Just
the
a number,
series.
yeah.
GTA 5 Part 72, finally pulling a heist.
Yeah. The part you've been waiting to see. Like,
Yeah, I'll jump to that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, titles, different styles. This is a good example. Game Boy Camera, The Retro Graveyard. He used the title of his specific episode and then his show name. And he's got a good thumb with legible text. And then who had one of these things? And that's kind of inviting. It's okay, yeah, but it's a good title. It's solid. I know it's about the Game Boy Camera, and it's a video about the Game Boy Camera when I click it. I don't know, like it's so simple, but it just doesn't happen sometimes. People don't think to do that. The best weaponized animals ever. This title is great because it's the best ever and it's about weaponized animals. And then I added this one at the bottom because it's a long title, but I wanted to show you like how you could break it up to show. So want to see how he disemboweled Shaun. Like it's like if the answer is yeah, you want to see it, then you're going to answer by viewing the content. Then it's from the clip, and then we put the break in there to tell people it's like exclusive advantage content. And like you can, like Game Boy Camera, hyphen, the Retro Graveyard. Like you can use breaks to split your title up to make it.
Hyphens, colons, and...
Yes.
This is a really little thing, but it's usually better to use that dash, that vertical dash, just because it takes up less space.
It's above the enter key.
Yes, it's above the enter key. Like it takes up so much less space, but like sometimes that one little letter will be enough to tell people, like if it's cut off, it'll be enough to tell people what that video is about.
Okay, titles. This is kind of what I was talking about. I don't know what's happening in a single one of these videos. I mean, somebody's getting a belt and the third one down, for sure.
Oh.
And that's,
I heard that before you said it, and I thought a kid was getting in trouble.
oh, no.
I mean, that before I looked, and I was like,
clearly, they're Let's Plays. but like he tells me he played this on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. And like I don't know what's in the content, so I'm not gonna click it because I have no idea what it's about. Like you wouldn't, well, I guess some people would, but like
Most people.
Yeah. You don't go to the bookstore and just start grabbing random books and paying money for them. Well, I guess this.
Well, not paying for them.
Yeah. And you're paying with your time.
Yeah,
Viewers are paying with their time.
Time is currency.
An impatient internet is paying with their time, and they're not going to click what they don't know what it is. All right, videos versus blogs. Okay, I'm just going to run through this. Videos are better than blogs, mostly because the internet has no attention span. People don't like to read. It is awful, but people, I mean, I'm not saying everybody.
Some people do.
Yeah, some people do, I know, and there's situations where one is better than the other.
The internet as a stereotype wants to let things happen and just take it as a majority.
Yes.
Not have to worry about missing something.
And those of us who spend enough time on the site have seen the grammar of those who don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so the best part about videos versus blogs is videos will have more character than blogs. Like you can put yourself, unless you're an awesome writer, just incredible. Like you can put yourself in video. Like Asai puts himself in videos all the time. Look at that shit-eating grin. like you can, I mean, using your tone, your personality is going to come across in videos when you have either yourself on camera or even your VOs, your voiceovers.
Yeah, or like a character you created, even if you want to, you look at James Rolfe and what he's pulled off with AVGN, like.
Could you imagine reading the transcript of an AVGN episode? It would seem like a blind, insane rant. Like you would just be like, okay, this guy's mad. What's next? But since it's a video, he's got a character. You can see his frustration.
His amazing faces. Like
yeah.
James makes amazing faces.
And let's see, B-roll can back up your points. Yeah, the internet has a short attention span.
It's really weird.
And blogs, I hate to say this, but when you're writing a blog, you can make a lot of mistakes when you're writing a blog. And if you write a blog with a ton of grammar mistakes and like it's just one long paragraph,
yeah.
It's like I'm just tired. So, okay. Blog do's. Listen to this if you're writing blogs. Break up and organize your thoughts. Use paragraphs. Don't just start typing and then submit it. Use spell check. This is all very elementary stuff, but stuff that doesn't happen. Let's see. When you use images and video embeds, when you can to like drive your argument. Like if you're writing about I don't know, like a Need for Speed game, and it's all text. Like, I'd like to see the cool cars while I'm reading. It's like if a magazine didn't have any pictures in it. It's just all words. Yeah. Like a newspaper.
It's like if I read the newspaper.
Nobody reads a newspaper.
What's that?
Okay. Cite your sources. When you're using tags, don't put 1,000 tags in there. Pick some solid ones and stick with them. And use the ScrewAttack style guide.
What is the ScrewAttack style guide?
This little girl named Shaun Hinz spent a ton of time. Yeah, he worked so hard making this style guide to make it easy for writers to do it right,
Or to just at least understand a little bit more about how we do it. I don't want to say we do it right all the time.
Yeah.
But your content will look more like the content we make.
Yeah.
So,
and
as the whole.
that style guide?
It's right on ScrewAttack.com at the bottom of the top page of the site.
or under the community section.
Or under the community section. Yeah.
Under the tab, just highlight the community tab, and there's a style guide. And it's very intuitive, easy to use. Use it.
It's got funny instructional videos.
Okay.
Really quick, in terms of the news people, whenever you're writing that, with the breaking of the paragraphs, that's a very important thing, especially when you're writing news. One thing we do, especially if you've seen some of mine and you wonder why my paragraphs are so super short, it's called chunky. It makes it much easier and faster to read. So definitely look into that. If you have any problems with chunky and you want to learn more about it, just shoot me a message.
Or even just Google. Just a good Google search, you could find some pretty good information on
Yeah,
Chunky.
there's lots of info on Chunky.
Here's how you can tell when a blog's good.
He's the best Goonie.
All right. I am zoomed out. You can't even read this text. And I can tell it is a structured blog post. Adam wrote that. Are you in here?
No, Adam.
Okay, he's got a good title. He's got a header for the collector's edition, and it looks like concept art of like something spread out on a desk. It's a great header. You see he's got paragraph breaks so you don't get tired of reading, and he's got a great image of the collector's edition in the middle of the page before he finishes his article with his sources and his tags. Not too many right there, but it's all right. Blog no-nos, one paragraph blogs, like this.
That's not what I interpreted when you said that.
Is that real?
Sorry. Okay. Sourceless articles. Try to have sources if you discovered something via another site. I like to talk about projecting your opinions onto readers. It's fine to have your own opinions. You have to have your own opinions, but don't automatically assume that your reader agrees with you. Do not tell them how to think. You know what I mean? And
help them to think.
Don't speak for them,
right?
But speak to them,
right?
Yeah. And don't write novels. And if you don't use a ScrewAttack style guide, it's a big no-no.
Yes.
Okay. I want to fall asleep right now because I'm tired. Like this looks like work. Because it's just text.
Like I can't tell you how many times I saw an article with a killer thumbnail, title, teasers. Like this should be a great topic. And it looks like that.
Yes.
My first thought is just, fuck.
Nope.
Never mind.
You just
nope the fuck out.
And the thing is, like, this could be well written, but I would have to take the time to format this. I mean, there's little tiny red dots, which means there's spelling mistakes in there too. And then I would insert images into it and move paragraphs around if I needed it. And then, you know, we've got kind of no sources at the bottom. It's hard to see. But like, this has no rhythm, no like, it's
no ease of read.
It's longer than the website.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what? Long blogs are okay. Just
as long as they're formatted correctly and
in a way that engages the.
Yeah.
This is overwhelming. This is overwhelming. That's what it is.
Just that first paragraph is really
that frightens me.
That first paragraph is like Texas state, which is actually one sentence.
Yeah.
I mean, say we've got like 3 images in this blog, a couple of broken paragraphs, maybe a cited quote or something, and boom, I'm not devastated by seeing how long this is.
Maybe take out half the text and add pictures.
Okay, header do's and header don'ts. Like I said about this header, this Bungie header, or this Destiny header, it fit the collector's edition because it's concept art like of equipment and pictures spread out. Do you understand how that fits the article? Okay. And this is just like a poorly cropped header.
Which is unfortunate because that really did suck.
Yeah, that is.
So you know what the worst movie was.
I went to the 5-movie Die Hard marathon and
Oh,
won.
that must have hurt.
I cried at the end of Die Hard 1, but.
Oh yeah, the first one.
Anyways.
Roller coaster.
But yeah, like, I mean, this wouldn't have been bad if he would have cropped it up. Maybe.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah. I mean, like, if he had cropped it like maybe above the Bruce Willis name and had it panned up to where you saw their faces, that would have been a
rule of thirds. You know, the eyes are basically a third from the top, so it has a natural feel to it.
Okay, B-roll, video do's. Use B-roll that pertains to your topic. I actually had a G1 who posts videos a lot, and he has great ideas, and he talks well, and he seems like a smart guy, but he always has B-roll that doesn't have anything to do with what he's talking. He had like a Sony topic about PlayStation Now, and he was playing Alan Wake in the video, which is an Xbox exclusive. And I sent him a message. I was like, hey man, if you use better B-roll at stuff that pertain to your topic, like it would stop being a podcast and be a video. And he changed it, and I promoted a couple things to his top page, and like people are liking his stuff. It just,
It's just an odd choice.
yes, it's just use B-roll that pertains to your topic. Try your best to make it look professional. And a lot of you guys don't have like super expensive cameras or anything to sit in front of. And you know what? That does not stop me from promoting your content to the top of the page. Like, if you've framed up like a cool background, like maybe you're sitting in front of your games and you're talking about what you love and you seem like you're having a good time, and then you use some B-roll of like the game you're talking about or the topic, and it's just put together well, like if it's quality, it's going to the front page. Like, it's the quality of the video, not the quality of the equipment that you use to film it. I can't stress that enough. And there's a couple of G1s out there who, I mean, look like they have not good equipment at all, but I'll still promote their stuff because they have really original B-roll and they're covering unique games that people may not have heard of, or interesting topics that I didn't know. And if I'm learning something and it holds me till the end of the video, then it's probably going to the front page because it held my attention. And I have no attention span because I'm like the rest of the internet. Be excited about your work. Actually like what you're doing. Don't be bored. Like, I mean, it just...
If it bores you making it, it'll bore your viewers watching it.
Yeah. Okay. Have a point. Like, you should have like a conclusion. You should have something that you want your viewers to know by the time you're done with the video. Suitless Run a couple of days ago did like my personal history with RPGs. And it was good because I learned RPGs that I didn't know about because he had played them and he had loved them because he had been playing them growing up. Yeah. Edit, don't ramble, cite your sources. Any thoughts?
Invite discussion?
Yeah, invite discussion. Like at the end of your
One of the
video,
best things you can do at the end of your video is give people a reason to either come back to the site or to become an active member of the site. So many people on the internet are lurkers. I'm guilty of being a lurker a lot of times. I don't necessarily have a comment for every single piece of content that I enjoy. But if you provide somebody an opportunity, a channel for that, two-way communication.
Yeah, ask a question.
Ask a question.
Yeah. Like the RPG video. Like, so what were some of your favorite videos growing up?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just invite people to be a part.
That's kind of what made, I think, Death Battle take off the way it did, is because
the
entire point of that show is to...
Death Battle, one of the big things that we did from the very beginning was at the end of every episode, we asked people, what do you want to see? And a lot of shows like Death Battle do that as well, like Epic Rap Battles does that.
Yeah.
They take fan recommendations. But Death Battle literally draws fan recommendations and makes them videos. You don't necessarily have to do that. Like Black Nerd Comedy, for example. Andre, at the end of all of his videos, he always asks a question pertaining to the subject. Like, if he's talking about the new Ninja Turtle movie, he's like, what do you think of the new Shredder outfit? This new robot Shredder that's been revealed. And then that'll just spark crazy discussion because Shredder is a hot topic. This weird movie that nobody really likes so far, but might do well in the box office. It's a hot topic, and that's why he makes it the question, so that there will be like all sorts of crazy discussion.
Also, comment on other people's stuff. If you see somebody who does write, a good blog, leave a comment. Because it's kind of, you put out a blog and it's just in a vacuum. You get 10,000 views and no one says anything about it. So you're like, does anybody, really care about this?
Yes, you can't expect to just post something and let it sit, and that'll get views. There's more to it. You have to promote it yourself, not on other people's content because that's kind of douchey, but you have to promote yourself, as a person on the site. So like go to other blogs, comment, like you're saying,
I was gonna say, did anybody watch Hard News in here ever? I mean, it's okay, but so like, have you noticed how Drake McWhorter has like, he is always at the top of every episode of Hard News.
It's not just ScrewAttack videos.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know, and he's doing it. But like, genius. That's what you do. That is one of the secrets. You just pretend, because everybody knows who he is. Everybody sees his little icons, a little, scientist Drake cartoon face. But I'm telling you, like, he started from nothing. He started from just like, he would do that every once in a while or whatever, and he started doing it consistently. And you look at the thumbs up on his comments and stuff. He has definitely figured out that secret.
The thumbs up bring the comment to the top of the comments page, and people might not click the profile. They'll see the profile, and since the profile image goes with the same kind of ideas as the thumbnail, you make it something that is easily visible, so people will recognize it, even if they don't look at the thumbnail and like, okay, I'm gonna memorize this thumbnail. It'll be stuck in their brain, and then if they stumble upon this video, they'll more likely click that because they've seen that face before.
And the question part even works in news articles as well. I've seen people...
Yeah, blogs too.
Yeah, when we always try to ask a question at the end of the article so people can discuss. Most people do come in, just put their opinion, and it's over. But I've seen quite a few times where discussion starts, and next thing you know, these people are checking on each other's stuff, commenting, and it just makes it grow from there.
All right, same things on this with a lot of blogs. Be yourself, don't project your opinions, don't say anything derogatory toward a group of people.
Don't be a douchebag.
Yeah.
But that goes back to, again, in our community section, the rules.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, #1 rule, don't be a dick.
What you got, man?
Now, what if I do video logging, like movie reviews, mostly, because I'm a film buff and all that. But I do like to do sometimes jabs at certain celebrities. Like I do segment movie reviews, and it's like I call it Mike has VD, standing for video disc, of course. And but I go like, I'm Mike Jimmy Coster, and like most easy targets in Hollywood, I have VD, but not that kind of thing. Is that could be over the line or?
It's clever.
It's all right.
Yeah. It's the difference between satire and actual rudeness.
Right, yeah. I mean,
there's a difference between joking around and then making a video about a specific group of people.
I feel like
or making generalizations.
Yeah,
it's the difference between joking around and attacking.
Yeah,
right. That's what it is. Sometimes those can be a little closer.
There's a gray area there for sure.
I tend to be funny.
I mean, we've even, I don't know if anybody saw the Freedom video we put out, the one with Guile and Captain America, and they're some people missed the joke that we were making about America and how hypocritical.
It embodied the stereotype of the American, not
right,
our
people
views.
could see it as an attack.
Right, but people in the comments obviously were like, "You're being rude to brown people," and it's like, no, we are all being rude to brown people. That is the problem. Is like we assume somebody is a terrorist when we know nothing about them. Like that is the joke, guys.
Did the comments say was there a specific?
I think there was one that was really close to that. It was just like
that. Just what?
Exactly.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
You're missing the point.
All right, let's talk about Let's Plays for a second. Now, for most people that I've seen so far on ScrewAttack, when they have a Let's Play, it's like that wrestling thing. It's like, here's this from this date, this from this date.
Put them all up in a row.
They put them all up in a row. And what that's asking me is like, hey, make this commitment to watch these 20 episodes that I've uploaded. And each of them is about an hour and a half long. And I'm like, no.
Just enough.
If you have a Let's Play, I would say if its best chance of getting promoted is you trimming it down to something that happens that's exciting to watch.
Like a good 2 or 3 minute section.
Yeah.
Game Grumps, they're very good at that.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna have if you know you're gonna have a lot of videos, keep it at max like 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, any video ever, like unless like Eagle Raptor the other day had a Zelda video.
Yeah, that was long.
It was like 30
minutes.
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes. But you know what? I watched the whole thing because he had a good argument, and I knew that he was going to make a point by showing me all of this stuff. And unless you have a great point in a video like that, you probably want to keep your videos under, what do you think, like 25 minutes? Yeah, probably.
I have to go.
Oh.
I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Love you too.
Hey, this is his party. He did it all. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. But like I said, hang on one second. It's attention span. I just can't say it enough. Most of the time, people aren't going to want to watch your 45-minute video no matter what it's about, unless it is just so good and so tight, and you have a great point to make at the end. So I would say like 20 minutes max. If you have like a really long countdown, like that's, you know, sometimes those run long.
Even so, the thing is, to me it seems like it would make more sense for just getting views if you break it up.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you're more likely to get a following too, because you'll have more consistent content.
There's a big difference between 45 minutes of just continual gameplay and an edited 45 minutes of awesome gameplay.
Yeah, and it's nothing but all the exciting stuff that happens.
Are you guys gonna have a Q&A after?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to leave here in a couple of minutes for my volunteer meeting, but we're almost done. Oh yeah, we are done. Let's talk about some stuff. Yeah, we can have a Q&A. Apparently. Hey, what you got?
Yeah, I was going to go back to what you were saying about the 2 to 3 hour longs and constantly uploading them. That actually does hinder a lot of people, because when I first started posting to ScrewAttack under Holty's Hunt, everything seemed to be going good, but then every time it seemed like I would upload, you would have somebody
Get buried.
I would get so buried that I was completely lost to where I actually stopped uploading.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
I mean, and I want you to know that like just because your content gets buried, I'm still seeing it, because when I see like 20 videos, I'm checking them out, and most likely I'm going past those to see your content. So as far as community stuff, I would genuinely not worry about your stuff getting buried as far as getting it promoted to the top page goes, because I'm doing it 5 days a week for like a couple hours out of the day.
What was posted the earlier days. So
Yes, and it's like on Wednesday, like I've seen everything, like for the past couple of days. Yeah. So as far as getting your content promoted, like I wouldn't worry about stuff getting buried. I agree that it sucks. Like it just blows.
I think your goal should be something else. To be like, if I like this content and people would like it, doesn't matter if it gets buried. As long as you like it and everybody else that watches it likes it, you're good.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of administration stuff, since I'm one of 2 admins and Fox will back me up on this, if you are finding somebody that's doing that consistently and burying people, let us know. We will speak with them and tell them they need to tone it down, because that's not fair to you guys.
It's not fair, because also it's like, if you upload like 10 videos all at once, that is a red flag for us.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. And it's a red flag for me that this is a bunch of let's plays.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's just like the first thing that pops into our minds is like, oh, it's a spam bot. Let's delete the account.
And that is
well,
true.
I mean, concerning Let's Plays, would you consider ScrewAttack a decent platform for Let's Plays? Because I mean, YouTube is practically built for Let's Plays.
Yes.
ScrewAttack is different.
Like I said, like the community, you guys are the editorial team at ScrewAttack. I mean, like Shaun's doing news, like we're doing like top 5s and original content, previews, you know, whenever we get a chance. But like as far as like thought-provoking stuff that's going on in the industry, like it's the community that's making that stuff, and that's where ScrewAttack is its best as a platform. I would say that Let's Plays are not, ScrewAttack is not the
well,
best.
I'd say you have to definitely look at like the biggest successes from the ScrewAttack community. You know, like people like Shauntern and Peanut Butter Gamer who are here, they started as G1s posting stuff on ScrewAttack. And they built up a following on ScrewAttack, which then led to building up a following on YouTube. And now they're freaking superstars.
Yeah.
So, and they didn't necessarily do like Let's Plays on ScrewAttack. I don't think they ever did. But that kind of content definitely succeeds on ScrewAttack. And, you know, obviously, well, when written blogs, you can do as well. That's the word.
So if you see our stuff, it's yeah, a lot of it is the same like show, but you don't have to watch the first 30 episodes to get what's happening right now. Each hard news episode you can watch. You don't have to watch yesterday's to know today's. So
I mean, in
Blue.
Probably not.
All right, anyways, there's been a couple of I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this yet. But like our new production schedule is coming up.
I guess we're talking about it.
All right. What do you think, Bryan? Okay.
And we were talking about that at our ScrewAttack panel at 6:30.
That's true.
These guys are
whatever.
special.
We'll talk about it. What do you want to talk about?
I'm not going to say any specifics, but like we've got new ScrewAttack shows that were original content, and you know Craig was like, hey, we're looking for content producers. I said, hey, these G1s are making good content, and like they're going to be ScrewAttack original content.
Yeah, I mean we've done it before, you know, with people like Movie Bob. He posted stuff on ScrewAttack and we picked them up, or Rebel Falls, things like that. Yeah. Retro Hunters.
Yes. So I mean, like that, it does happen because it happened like 2 weeks ago.
I'm kind of curious about what everybody here plans to do. Like, is everybody basically everybody here is like a content creator on ScrewAttack and makes like videos? Can you raise your hand real quick? I just want to get.
I'm on ScrewAttack. Yeah.
Okay. How about blog writers? You have a whole lot of blog writers.
I wrote one blog that got promoted.
Done.
That
counts. Mix. I mean, like with blogs, we definitely look at like editorials, but also news. So if that's the thing you want to do, ScrewAttack is a great place to kind of promote your work. Like if you want to write editorials or report on the latest news, especially report. I mean, we only have one news guy. Like if you report on the news and you write a good article, like it's an interesting story. Well, yes, we have two. Yes, whatever. But we don't. I guess what I meant to say was we don't have a large news team. So there's a lot of news stories that our guys won't be able to necessarily cover. So if you're constantly writing news stories and are written well, there's a very good chance that they'll be promoted. And of course, the same thing goes with editorials as well. If you're doing videos, that could cover all sorts of things. Like if you want to become the next Shauntern, I think ScrewAttack is still a great place to do that kind of stuff. You have creative content. Like we love that stuff. That's what ScrewAttack was built on in the first place, and we're going to continue promoting that kind of stuff from you guys. That's what ScrewAttack is all about: creating fun, original content involving gamers. And if you can take that and make it your own, I think you could become the next PBG or the next Shauntern, starting at ScrewAttack. And we got some hands up.
That guy was first.
All right.
I'm sadly missed the first beginning part of this panel, but I'm an animator from YouTube, and I just kind of was curious. ScrewAttack seems like a neat place to maybe move my content. I have a nice following on YouTube. I was curious, is there a large animation climate there?
Well, now there probably is.
Yeah.
Like animation has been kind of building up around ScrewAttack with the advent of Death Battle being a big thing. Like we've been seeing more animations coming to ScrewAttack, and people interested in animation more so.
But I would definitely say there's opportunities there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay. And the way you worded it, moving from YouTube to ScrewAttack, I know you probably still post stuff on YouTube, but ScrewAttack is also another good place to be able to show your content and not necessarily worry about YouTube's weird copyright stuff, flagging you and things like that. Like we will have to take some stuff down if a company comes to us and is like, hey, this person posted my video. I don't want that video on your site. Okay, well, we'll take it down. But we're not going to be jumping down your throats because you used your favorite Mario song in your video.
Speaking about that, you guys got
be moderated.
Yeah.
No.
We won't have Bob, but whatever the crap that was all over.
Let's go right here and then to you, my man.
I wasn't here for the first part.
Okay. Well, shame on you.
What are the rules regarding like audio podcast quality, like content on this feed?
There are no rules for like. You mean like quality as in
like would I be like posting it, like getting it out there? Like I run a podcast, but I'd like to have it reach more people. So
yeah, I mean,
would I be able to use
basically if it's of quality and it's interesting, then it can get promoted. Like it has a great chance.
I mean, if you record your podcast and you're listening it back, a good thing to do is always show it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Record your podcast, show it to somebody else, and if they and watch them while they're listening to it. And if they seem interested, if they seem like they're watching the whole thing, they're entertaining or interested, whatever your podcast does, then post it. And if everybody else is as interested, if Shaun is as interested, and he represents everybody else pretty much on the internet when he's going through this.
Okay, I swear I'm not like a power monger or anything like that. I really do.
You kicked Nick off his desk. You took his desk.
Yeah, but then he got the couch. I'm pretty sure he planned that from the beginning, okay?
Yeah, I mean, like he tries to, you know, look at all this content, and like you said, you missed the beginning, he said at the beginning, he tries to look at all this content as from the perspective of everybody on the internet. That's what I mean by that. So if it's interesting, yeah, it'll be promoted.
Cool. And to go a little further with that, in terms of like the climate for podcasts, if you're wanting to know a little more about that at ScrewAttack, I'm actually part of a podcast on there that's there every single week, The Reset Button, with me and Tanner. Okay. And we get some really good responses, so I think you'll do just fine.
And there's not a lot of podcasts.
All right, good to know.
Yeah.
There's not a lot, but there have been, podcasts have always been made on ScrewAttack.
I mean, side-scrollers.
They fade in and
audio.
Well, yeah. Podcasts typically fade in and out with people, not because they don't do well, but because podcasts are kind of hard to, you know, keep doing because they take a lot of work. So if it's something that you really want to do and you can stick around for a while, then ScrewAttack's a good place to, you know, start building your audience.
Absolutely. And ScrewAttack basically was side scrollers.
Yeah.
That's why they made a website for side scrollers.
That's how fun. It started with a podcast.
You've been here longer.
All right, what you got?
I was just chiming in about the music. I actually got to make this quick because I got to go to the volunteer meeting pretty soon.
Yeah, I got to
I'm not late already. But
yeah, I'm late. You're not late because I'm not there yet.
Great. For my videos, I tend to use music that's kind of more on the obscure side. Like, I don't know where to get like public domain music that really works, or like royalty freaks. I usually use like trip hop music from like the 90s. I would hear on like some Pandora station somewhere. Or like Ren and Stimpy background music, because I got like the instrumental soundtrack. Like the only time I use anything that would be recognizable is I use 6 seconds of an Arctic Monkeys song in my Grand Budapest Hotel review.
I have no idea.
So I just wonder like how would that be a risky thing to put on ScrewAttack? Those like mostly stuff that's people aren't really going to pick up on.
I mean, if you look at our original content, for the most part, we use background music from video games.
That's kind of our default. We go to we have like a library of just like video game music that we'll pick from.
We try to refrain from using music from like Arctic Monkeys, the music industry, and stick to the music from the content that we're talking about. Like, if we're making a video about a video game, it's probably best to use video game music, especially since the music industry is so up in arms about copyright, and they've got that whole deal with YouTube that basically started the whole flagging system. So we don't really have that flagging system, but it is entirely possible that a publisher, you know, whoever owns Arctic Monkeys or whatever, could come to us and be like, hey, you need to take that video down. And if that happens, it is their property, so we would have to do that. Yeah. But it's a lot less likely.
The only time I've flagged so far is for using, like, on the Grand Budapest Hotel Blu-ray review, I did get this thing from, like they haven't flagged me per se, but they get one of those content warnings from Fox for using footage from their movie.
Yeah, the movie industry has also kind of gotten into the same business as the video game, or as the music industry. Fortunately, the video game industry is not nearly as bad.
Yeah, me and my
come on, I just gave your movie a verbal DJ right now. You're flagging me.
The big answer on that one, I tell you, is get really, really familiar with fair use and figure out where you're going right and where you're going wrong.
All right, I'm heading out, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. That was almost cool.
You back there,
in terms of Let's Playing, like I started off a Let's Play channel. Are there any like do's and don'ts for games?
Do's and don'ts for games on a Let's Play?
Like Nintendo doesn't like.
Well, the big thing to understand with, are you planning on monetizing it? Or are you just doing it for fun?
I'm starting on YouTube. It's pretty much just for fun. Like if I get monetized, great. If I don't, oh well.
Like the way I look at it, if you're doing Let's Plays, don't expect, like maybe you could become, you know, the next Continue or like Game Grumps or PewDiePie if you're really lucky.
I mean, that's how he got his success was Let's Play. So not that Let's Plays don't work, it's just that on ScrewAttack, like what we were kind of saying earlier, we're not exactly a Let's Play website.
Well, I meant.
Yeah, but on YouTube.
So, yeah.
I meant just like in a broad sense because I'm on YouTube. So.
Right, in a broad sense, and like any tips for Let's Plays and stuff like that?
Yeah, because.
I think a good one is don't release everything at once.
Yeah.
Release maybe. I think Game Grumps is the perfect thing to look at whenever you're structuring around Let's Plays. Like, look at what they do.
Genuine reaction.
Yeah, they do well. They do a certain style, like especially in the older days of Game Grumps. Like they would be playing a game and be talking about something completely different, and some people might not like that. And some people do. Like, there's different styles of Let's Plays, I guess, in that regard. But Game Grumps will not play the entirety of Sonic 06 and then release all 170 whatever videos at once. They'll space it across different weeks, and by spacing things across different weeks, you build up an audience through retention. They will keep coming back to see the next episode, and then they'll be telling people about these episodes that they come back to, and that's how you build an audience.
Another thing you want to do is make sure that your personality shows through, because most people aren't clicking on this just to see an hour of some random person play a wrestling game from 20 years ago. They want to see what you know, like if you're funny, if you're informative. They want to, it's like, playing a game with a buddy,
Yeah.
So if your personality shines through, people will pick up on it.
It's the PewDiePie effect.
And I would recommend, like, it's cheesy or whatever, but make sure it's your personality. Don't try to be a JonTron. Don't try to be a Game Grumps. Be yourself, because otherwise you're just going to all your jokes are not going to work. Like, if you're maybe you're not a very joking person. Maybe you're just going to play the game and, talk about life or whatever you want to talk about. If there's an audience for that, there's an audience for that. Like, there's an audience for everything. You don't have to necessarily go after the same audience as Game Grumps.
I guess one of the biggest things that I've seen from gameplay videos that I sometimes on ScrewAttack, the biggest no-no in my opinion for doing Let's Plays is commentating on what you're doing in the game, because they're already experiencing a visual medium and explaining what's happening on the screen.
Right, don't state the obvious. They can see it in front of them. Why are you trying
Yes,
that?
actually, this is important for all videos. You have to remember that it's a visual medium. Like, a lot of times when I'm writing a Death Battle episode, I'm not going to necessarily, there's a lot of information to cover in a Death Battle episode, right? Because we're supposed to be analyzing these characters. But if I can just show what a character does with an attack, I don't need to talk about it. I'll just show it, and people will watch it. I can talk about something else while we're showing that, and cover the two things at once. So I do that all the time.
Like if you ever watched any movies where Arnold Schwarzenegger does an audio commentary, that's exactly what not to do. I'm a secret agent, and I may not be real, you don't know. I'm a secret agent. I punch the guy in the face.
That must be fantastic.
He does that for 90 minutes on every movie. It's so
I actually want to see that.
Yeah,
that sounds actually. All right, we got two.
That guy.
That's
me? All right. My questions are, what would you call the high end of viewership on ScrewAttack? Because obviously YouTube, it's 1 million. It's usually considered a lot. So on ScrewAttack, what would be considered higher end of viewers, especially for G1 content? And then my other question is, you kind of did partnerships, and obviously you kind of went into that with new G1 content. You were talking about what you're not supposed to. So when will we be seeing that, and what's your process in going about of picking G1s to promote?
Getting G1s
for
the
your
partners.
Yeah, exactly.
We actually had, I don't know if we still do it because that's not something that I really worked on, but we had the partner system where we would find people on our site who make good content. We would be like, you want to be a ScrewAttack partner? And that was actually kind of one of the reasons the Advantage program was developed. And that's what we're going to be working into, because Shaun also, who is no longer here, is in charge of the Advantage program. And that's where these partners come in, because if you make good content on ScrewAttack and we pick you up, then you can join the Advantage program, and it's a monthly paid.
I'm on it.
Okay. It's a monthly paid service where you get extra content and you directly support the shows on ScrewAttack. And half of you, it's only $4 a month, and half of it goes to maintaining the site, and the other half goes to the content creator you select. So if you sign up, you can be like, do you have a show? What's your show?
I don't have a show right now.
Okay, let's say you did the show.
Did have a show.
Okay.
The cow show. All right? You had the cow show. And you could, and everybody who signed up for the cow show, they could select the cow show and be like, I'm gonna support the cow show. And then if you get 100 people, that's what? It's $200 a month right there, and you get. But as far as viewership goes, but we don't get them. You're not likely to get millions and millions of views on ScrewAttack unless somehow you go super viral, and then you'd be like, this guy's awesome. Let's pick him up right away. High viewership numbers. I haven't.
I've seen
probably not really one
content do 10,000 before.
10,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was
10,000 is
thinking.
pretty
Well,
high.
yeah.
It depends on like if it's blogs or videos, typically, right? Like for
No,
video,
some
what
blogs
it be?
really-
Some
some
blogs
blogs
are
are
10,000+.
Yeah, like Stickman's like
Plus.
Stickman's like top 5 sad facts about Simpsons got like into the millions, I think, as a blog. But like for like videos on mine, I'm in like the like 4-digit, 5-digit views on videos. So it's like.
If you make something that really blows up just on ScrewAttack, it'll probably most likely get somewhere between like what you say, like the 20, 30,000s.
Thereabouts.
And then of course you can move that to YouTube if you want and see what happens there. So. All right.
When you have like discussions after a video or something, like asking a question, you put down your opinion, like a review or something, and you have someone that has a different opinion, how would you respond to their?
You mean like in the comments?
Yeah, in the comments.
Comments are tricky. Fortunately, on ScrewAttack, ScrewAttack is not YouTube where everybody is a D-bag. So the whole point of ScrewAttack is to create a community. So we really want to emphasize that if you're going to leave a comment, be thoughtful, be encouraging. If you're going to critique well and not as a D-bag. Yep. I mean, we're not going to hold people's hands, like,
right. It's
or
just that,
slap them on the wrist or whatever when they're just like.
Just as a word of advice, don't intentionally bash someone when they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you
But
can
like,
tell the comments. I mean, I don't know. Just
If they're critiquing your work and they have a different opinion, and you feel very strongly about that opinion, like, feel free to enter discussion about it. Just don't attack them, I guess.
Well,
like, simple as that.
Like stepping on people's toes, like Ego Raptor did with his the Link video.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
kind of-
I think the best thing to do is just pretend like you're having a face-to-face conversation with that person. Like, you can't see the face because it's online, but it's still a real person. So, get their Skype info.
You better get Skype. You gotta separate the opinion from the person, and if someone disagrees with you, don't take it personally, and also don't attack that person.
If it's
Say
your
they're
content,
stupid.
even invite debates.
Yeah, and
because
it's totally
it draws attention
Yeah.
to your content.
And that ties right into the whole ask the question at the end. You could spark that debate. And it's okay if someone disagrees with you and you can have that conversation. It's not okay to get into an all-out, argument over it and just, blow everything up to the point where no one wants to touch the video anymore. It's not good for the person doing it. It's not good for you. It's not good for the people who would have potentially commented. Now they don't want to touch it.
Honestly, having somebody disagree with you is probably one of the best things that can happen to your video, because it would lead to the discussion. If everybody agreed with you, then all the comments are just going to be like, yeah, this guy's right, and maybe that'll work. That could totally work. But having the conflicted discussion will pretty much guarantee that you'll get a lot more attention.
TLDR on that one, Goku versus Superman. Just don't do that, and there you go.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
All right.
It is 6 o'clock right now. So.
Yeah, he's had his hand up for a while.
Yeah.
Accidentally passed by once. So.
Well, I was a content producer for YouTube, voiceover artist. I got pretty big because I do the movie guy preview voice on a bunch of different things for different people. Up to like 720,000 views on one video. I'm trying to move over from just YouTube and to actually produce a different type of show for ScrewAttack. Like the one I'm working on now is actually called Avatar Adventures with my Xbox avatar. What type of advice do you have from moving over to something like that to basically starting over, if you will, on ScrewAttack?
You basically from going from one
that was popular back in the day, and then moving over.
Well, I mean, definitely let the people who frequent your popular channel know that you've got this other thing going on. I mean, and then I guess just go with, I don't know, like, what do you guys think? Like, you let them know that you're moving there so that they come with you and then they can help support you.
It'll create more discussion that way too, because some people may, if you have an opinion, they may disagree, and then you have people who have been following you who will begin that debate with
back you up.
Yeah, it'll just grow from there. So that would be really good.
I mean, if you already have a following, like that's tell your following to go to ScrewAttack.
Yeah.
It was more, I did have a following back like 5 years ago.
I mean,
But
you can
now-
cross-promote your content from ScrewAttack to YouTube back and forth, and that will draw attention to both places. Actually, that's something we haven't talked about. You know, working with other, you know, content creators. Like, you're all in this room right here. Maybe after we're done, get to know one another.
You promote his stuff. And
Get
then-
to know one another. Maybe work together on some videos. You can kind of help each other out. And you know, two heads are always better than one. Two people promoting each other's content is always better than somebody trying to promote their own content.
If you have a following and they have a following, just have them follow like the other person, and so that way you basically doubled your following. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't always work out, but that's better than just sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
Crossovers are always helpful.
Yeah. In terms of content creation, guys, just I know we're about ready to wrap it up, so I'm going to say this. In terms of how powerful ScrewAttack can be, and when it comes to creating content, and creating communities, and people who communicate with you, because of ScrewAttack, there are a lot of sub-sites out there being created where people come together and they talk on there. They still go to ScrewAttack, still love it, but that allows them to create those sub-sites. I ran one myself for years. Exactly. So it's very powerful in terms of meeting up with people. If you create something like that, or even hang around ScrewAttack, you'll meet more people, you'll get more connections, you'll get more views, and be more successful.
Yeah, that's probably an important thing. Is everybody here actually signed up on the website?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, sign up for the website and actually get involved in the community. If you're around, you're commenting on other people's stuff, you're posting your own stuff, people are going to recognize that and they're going to gravitate more to your stuff.
You just pull a Dylan to me and just say hello to everybody.
Oh my God. It's all personal.
You got over like a pro wrestler. Say hello to me, dog, K-Fed.
Just be Moving on a boat.
All right, so real quick, guys, we're about ready to wrap this up here. I want to take one quick moment to say, you know, there is a dedicated team who makes sure that you guys are not going to have problems in the comment section. You're not going to have people fearing you or mistreating you while you're trying to grow on ScrewAttack. So I want to take a quick moment to thank these guys. You guys stand up. Say hello.
I love you!
Exactly. You wouldn't have dedicated mods that you would know by name. Tanner, Kristen, Asen, Josh.
Hello.
Yeah, that's the one main thing I think a lot of people have a problem with, is that we're so easily accessible, and I think the fact that we're the law around there makes people kind of worried about that. But if you send any one of us a message, we will see it and we will respond to it. If it's really important, we will immediately share it with the others, and it's really easy for us to do that.
Because
I think that's one thing people forget more than anything.
We have like a subforum, a Skype chat. There's like many different reasons to get a hold of ourselves if you guys get a hold of us.
So real quick, what is everybody's G1 name?
I'm Bracky Wacky.
I go by S because I'm not a radio.
Kristen M123, Cyrax.
And I guess the one last important thing is, because we're moderators, I know there's always a negative stigma of, oh, they just want to give warnings, or we're scary because we're just the ones handing down the law. But on ScrewAttack, we've always established, yes, exactly.
Everyone.
But aside from enjoying giving everyone warnings, we do actually try to put ourselves out, and we do become friends with other G1s. I can say that I have like tons and tons and tons of groups of friends from different parts of G1 groups, and I see them as friends first, then as forum members. And we will, if you do reach out to us on Twitter or on ScrewAttack or whatever, we will hear your case, and we're not here to give you a hard time. We're here to help you have a good time on the site, because that's our most important thing, for people to just have fun and not be moderated.
Yeah, that's how we got to the point where we did really, is because we were part of the site. We were fans of the site, we were part of the community, we were always involved in everything, and it kind of just went up from there. And we still try to stay that way. It's a little bit harder to, as the site has evolved. I definitely say that because it's gotten so much bigger than we ever anticipated years ago.
That's a very important thing there. Just to show you how much these guys are dedicated to ScrewAttack, how much they love the website, they're volunteers. They take care of this for you because they want to. So that's very important. Thank you guys. All right, that's about it. We are done and way over, so go forth, create content, be awesome.
Go.